in real time, obviously, like with everything happening in 2020 with George Floyd and the whole thing, like how did you navigate that with your kids? Like take us into your classroom real quick.
Tactfully. I mean, it's something that you don't go into and just word vomit, right?
Yeah.
You know, coming in, I had a plan of how I wanted to communicate this. Being a teacher, a lot of times is providing the information, right? Having factual information. And then students are resilient and students are smart. Like, these children are so smart. And honestly, it's more of me facilitating that conversation and not just them sitting and listening to me, but me opening up a panel for them to talk about their feelings. And especially when you're in a classroom where I had students that were directly affected, they shared their stories. And when you see that emotion, that raw emotion and those tears and, you know, the quivering and the voices, like, that's what you feel. And that's what the other students are learning. And so it just kind of opened up this environment where everyone could talk about it and we could bond about it and revisit it and, you know, think about ways we could change different rules or things that we didn't like in our own community and being a good person and what that looks like. And so it was more setting the stage and the tone and the platform. And these fifth graders, I mean, they do some amazing things. And a lot of times they end up taking the lead too.
Shout out Miss Young's fifth grade class.
Yes.
They're amazing.
I think when a person becomes a teacher, you know, they know, you know, that you are going to be speaking to these kids, these students, these future leaders. But I like that you just said community. And the reason I like that is because in your community and our community across America, people in your position as teachers aren't just affecting the students. You are penetrating that household, that family. You know, I want to know about the conversations. Have you had any conversations with students' parents and or faculty that may have not have seen some of the things the same way?
I think, you know, in the education system, it's so hard because everybody is, I mean, not even education system, just in general, everybody's at a different point, right? In your growth journey and your awareness and your education about race, all these just different controversial issues. Everybody's at such a different place. I think in my community, at my school, what we see is we want to make sure everybody's moving forward. Wherever that place is at, we need to move forward. And we do need to move forward with like this sense of urgency. And it's important because the students that we service, they all come from this diverse background. And we have to understand what they go home to and what their lives are at home and how we can, you know, create an education, create a learning space where they're actually able to move forward, however that is. And so I think when you have a bunch of educators or just community members who are able to step back and look at it from the student's point of view and what they have to deal with, I think that makes it a little bit easier.